Hello, and welcome to another update video about Natgas. As we're heading into the weekend, I think it's time to take a look at the Natgas chart. Again, Natgas is really on life support at the moment. The scenario for 5 waves up, I don't believe it anymore. I didn't really believe it before, or at least, it's one where I said I really believe it when I see it. And there's a reason for why I said to you we need the 5 waves up first to be able to confirm that this wave 2 or B has bottomed, because in the short term, especially as long as we stay below the trend line, and that has really guided us well, the trend is down, and we have seen basically incomplete looking downward structure here in February, with this kind of double bottom, which isn't really a double bottom. This was slightly higher low, but a pretty incomplete looking downward structure in February that I wasn't happy with, as you know. I think it would have been good for the chart to just get that last low done and, complete this downward action. At the moment, we have then seen a rally, and that rally was only in 3 waves. So to confirm a low in place, we always need 5 waves up. We only have 3. So what we want to do, we want to talk about, is this still a possibility? Well, unless the market really turns around here at the golden ratio level on Monday or early next week, I think the white count is not really a reasonable, let's say a reasonable scenario anymore. It is one that was worth watching for, but until today, we've been still watching for lower prices. Remember that we highlighted here, we have the trend line, and we watched for a 4th wave bounce. That happened, and then lower, and we were watching for a possible reaction here. That reaction hasn't happened at 224. Now there is a bit of a reaction, but we even broke slightly below the golden ratio level at $2.06. So if that low breaks, we are dealing with different scenarios, and I want to tell you about the other scenarios that could be unfolding. So first of all, we could be dealing with the yellow count. I mean, that's the one that we can really only rule out if we get a 5 wave move up, which is what I have on the chart in white. We need those 5 waves in order to rule out, or let's say at least make the yellow count much less likely. But it is possible to get another low in this scenario. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be the yellow scenario, and in this scenario, another low is still highly likely now that we have a break of micro support, even though it wasn't a sustained break, so we can still watch for the white count as a possible diagonal if the last low here at around $2.02 remains intact. But, it's a 3-wave move up, so it could just have been a wave 4 top, and then we would be watching for a 5-wave move down. That means if we now see a rally, we have to be watching for the wave 2 corrective rally. I have no evidence for a rally yet, so in the next video I will probably be able to present you with a resistance area for yellow wave 2, because we haven't really seen a low yet. And also, first indication that a bounce is happening, that could be yellow wave 2 or white wave 5, would be a break above the trend line here, this white trend line. These are the 2 main scenarios, and that means the nature of the next rally should tell us much more. There is one more scenario I'm observing, but that is maybe one for the back pocket, which is here the scenario of an Elliott wave triangle pattern, where we could say, hey, this wave 4, maybe this is still unfolding, maybe it's a triangle. And the question is, how would this play out? The thing is, we don't have enough waves for a triangle yet. All we have is a 3-wave rally. So it could be a wave up, maybe now a B wave down. So if it moves down but fails to make a lower low, this could be a B wave of a triangle, then a C wave, then a D wave, then an E wave, and then we go down. So again, I would keep that only in the back pocket, but it shows we are ranging at the moment. We are ranging. We really need to break out of this range in order to get some meaningful movement. And in the very short term, the trend has been down for the last few weeks. We've been tracking the trend to the downside. Now there's a realistic chance for a bounce, and the nature of the next rally should really tell us more about, if this is the yellow count, which would then set up for lower prices closer to the $1 region, or if we are in a wave 5 to the upside. And if we are, then the next pullback could be a long trade opportunity, because these 5 waves, after a 5-wave move up is completed, it should be corrected by a 3-wave pullback forming a higher low. So that means in the very short term, next week, we need to be watching the last low at $2.02. And as long as it's holding, we can watch for a possible upside breakout above the trend line here, which has enough touch points to be relevant. 1, 2, 3, 4 possibly here, yeah. For a possible upside breakout. And I mean, I can, but then let me make that support zone smaller. Really what matters is only the golden ratio level down there. I want to share with you already the resistance area for the wave 2, because at what level will be the yellow count less likely? It will be a break above $2.88. So a break above that resistance area here. A wave 2 corrective rally shouldn't really break above the $2.88 level. So getting there would indicate it's, yeah, something more bullish is playing out here. Yeah? So, and I mean, there are other scenarios, large corrections, but there's no point talking about them now. First of all, we need to watch, can the last low hold? Can we break above resistance? That would be important for the bulls. But it, yeah, depending on how the next rally unfolds, based on the structure, we can make a call if it's rather white or the yellow count. That's my update about Natgas. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in daily updates about the S&P 500, as well as regular updates about stocks, feel free to check out our stocks and S&P 500 service. You'll find a link in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.